ঠিক আছে, ওকে।
Good morning and assalamu alaikum. I hope you can see my screen and you can hear me as well. We will start very soon. Please stay with us.
আরেকটা ল্যাপটপ লগইন করলে হতো না? একটা ল্যাপটপ লগইন করলে হতো না? না একটাই হবে। ये দেখতে পাইতেছো?
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. This is Zia. I hope you can see my screen and hear me as well. Please stay with us. We have a lot of people to join in this session, so we will take maybe another minute and a half probably.
অটোমেটিক
We wait another 1 more minute because there's a lot of people are joining, more than 500 people are joining, so I will take a little bit more time. Kindly wait. This will be only 1 hour session, so we will not, I think we will manage within 1 hour.
And it's just us that's on the line right now.
Hi, Masarat. I can hear you. We have more than 150 people joining the call. This is a live session, so it's only internally a couple of people can talk, basically. So our supplier only can see us and hear us, but they cannot ask because we cannot use their voice. But that's a limitation of the team setup. because team only allow up to 300 people. We invite more than 500 people here. But for suppliers who are joined wherever in the from in the world, you can ask questions in the chat box. So after the session, we will try to accommodate all your questions. Having said that, I think I should start because it's already 11:04. Welcome, Assalamu alaikum, and thanks for joining. I want to thank you again to joining this session. We have been on a transformation journey for a while, and it will be sure, and for sure, it will be a journey going through as well. We'd like to take the opportunity today to share our journey so far and what our future direction is and how we see our suppliers very much as a part of these directions. Today's agenda, we will talk about the purpose of the day. We'll talk a lot about meaningful growth, what you really mean about meaningful growth, and then our transformations and how we will succeed in future. That's pretty much the agenda for today, and I hope within 1 hour session we'll be able to manage it. I don't have a lot of PPT here, just you know. All right, the purpose of the day. As our partners, you play an important role. Honestly speaking, we wouldn't be here if you are not there for us. We believe our company direction is the key, and how we will work together in the future. With the new direction, there will come challenges and transformations for sure. We need you to be part of our ongoing transformation journey. All right, meaningful growth. Meaningful growth is a belief that meaning and growth is fuel each other actually. It basically complement each other. So that means the more you grow, the more meaningful changes that you create for the earth, for the people around. It's about growing for the right reason, about what we do and how we do it. We want to empower our people to be who they are, and we want to make a sustainable lifestyle an option for many. And we are determined to lead the industry toward sustainable future. We are already a second biggest. We are very big, pretty big in this world, and we are already a second biggest retailer here. So if you want to do a change in the world, it is us. Nobody else is gonna. Do this. So in going forward, we will talk a lot about our future, where are we heading, how we are. It's not only that what you want to do it, it's a lot about how we want to do it. So we'll talk a lot about our renewable energy, we'll talk about human rights, we'll talk about water, we'll talk a lot about those things. So considering everything there, the more we grow, because we want to grow further as well as a company, and we will create a meaningful and the more meaningful changes that we can bring in the world. And let me click one more time. Empower people to grow and to be who they want to be, and lead our industry to a sustainable future. What do you mean about it? It's about leading our industry towards a sustainable future. It's about empowering people, our customer, colleagues, partners, which is you, and communities to progress and feel proud of who they are. It's about doing it in a way that grow our business so we can keep investing in a better tomorrow. You might heard that we've been in a transformation journey for a while. We started almost like 1.5 years ago, in the company because, of course, it's a 70 years old company, and I can tell you next 10 years will not be same as last 70 years. So we see that we need a change in the company as well about our approach, how we buy it, how we sell it, how we engage our partners here is very, very important. And if you see the reflection on it, I'm sure you have noticed that we change some of the core things like SRM, which is a relationship, once in a year or twice in a year that we do the meetings with our suppliers. We bring a very big changes of our SRM meetings. The reason why, because we see that the traditional way, when you do our performance and other things, a lot of KPI and others, I don't think we need to do that anymore. The reason why, because our suppliers are very matured supply chain they have. So we want our suppliers to take a lot of responsibility by themselves. And we want to be focused on our customers centric a lot, because it is our customers who decide what we want to be in future. It's not us who decide what we want to sell. It's rather our customer decide what they want to buy it, and that is us. So for these cases, our transformation journey we started in 2018, and it's been a while. And I think now is the time that we need to take you on board here. So new SRM is one of the reflections where you started. And I personally believe this our transformation journey will bring, this is the first steps towards our new meaningful growth. When we make these transformations, we have a few guiding principles. We put our customers at the center. No matter what we do, we want customer at the center. So the customer going to decide how they want to do it, what is the trend, what they want to buy it, and then it is us who execute that. And then we put in the impact-driven organization, that what kind of organization we want to build here. And you will see in the coming next couple of slides, you will see what changes we bring in our organization. And we want to be agile, global teams working effectively and efficiently towards joint goals. And at the same time, generating synergy is very, very important, because we are fairly a big company here. And partner empowerment is super important. This is where the SRM I was emphasizing here, that we want our suppliers, our business partners to take more responsibility towards this. And we want to lead our industry. If we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it here, because we said that we are fairly big. So if we do the bad things, we do it. If we do the good things, we do it in any way. So we want to change the industry in a sustainable future, because that's very, very important. Just this is the Teams meeting, and Teams has a limitation of 300 people, and fairly we have more than 500 people in this call. So that's why we had to go for this, that you cannot talk. It's rather than a live session, but you will have a lot of questions. So please feel free to write that question on the chat box. There will be a question and answer session, and we will, together with my teams here, we will try to accommodate those questions. Good. Then that was our guiding principles for these transformations. Our future way of working in the production. So what does it really mean for production? What changes we bring? Let me click a couple of times. Earlier, we used to have a supply chain here, and then we make a change that from the supply chain, we make a brands and assortment. We used to call that a lot, but we will call them our brands in that case. Our brands, in a sense, in that case, there's H&M ladies, men's, kids divided. And then we have a lot of other brands like Weekdays, Under the Stories, Home, Treadler, Arcade, Monkey, and COS. And at the same time, this group production that we have created, that is market and industrial innovation and capacity development, they will work a lot on this. Performance management, business governance and intelligence, they will work a lot. And industry relation, stakeholder management, that this part came a little bit new for us. We've been doing it for a while, but not really actively or very organized way, in a sense, I would say. So this part is quite exciting for us. And then country operation, because you want to do a business, you need an office, you need admin, IT, those stuffs in any way. So that is, we put it as a H&M group and the brands. Our group production organization, we want to create the platform for all brands, that a sourcing platform that is the best in the world. We can claim that. Okay, so H&M groups, group production, we will create a sourcing platform. Not only these brands, in the future there will be more brands coming in our portfolio. So more brands will come. When they come, they will say, "Hey, I got the best sourcing platform." So this is a little bit of a difference here. The group production brings or build the best sourcing platform, and the brands will basically do their business, because every different brand is have a different customer offer. Good. I go to the next slide. Group productions offer best sourcing platform to all brands and business units. What does it mean? As I said earlier, we had supply chain who was doing, that's a traditional way of working. But now we bring that to three main pillars here. One of the main pillars is the market innovation and capacity development. And what does this mean? Usually we have a capacity team, we have a quality team, and then we have a material team, and then you have a business team. But going forward, I think this renewable energy, the sustainability offer will be so important that if I just say I have 5 million pieces capacity per month, I don't think that sounds makes sense so much. Rather than if I can say, hey, I have 10% of my capacity which is renewable energy, and next year I want to add another 5% more. So that makes more sense. If I say that I have a fair and equal and circular traceable capacity, which is probably 20% today, okay, I have a goal to add another 10% more. Because 2030, we want to be a carbon neutral supply chain. 2040, we want to be a carbon positive supply chain. And together with you, we want to drive towards there. If I see in Bangladesh perspective today's, I know in this call, a lot of Ethiopian supply, African supplier, a lot of supplier from India, a lot of supplier from Pakistan, and also Sri Lanka also join in this call. I'm just talking about in a Bangla perspective here now at this moment. We have roughly around less than 2% capacity, which is carbon neutral or carbon positive, for example. So that's the capacity, but then we have a lot of pieces in front of us. We don't fairly have a capacity issue here. If I go any moment, any supplier, people used to say, hey, I have XYZ capacity. But the moment we put our commitment to our customer, how much we are customer, because we are going for a customer centric, because we see a tendency, sustainability becoming a very, very big and very important part of everyday's life. So the moment we want to capture that, we find it out that our supply chain is really, really behind. So instead of saying I have 10 million pieces capacity, can I say that I have, okay, by 2030, I will have a carbon neutral capacity? And today's cases, which is less than 3% we have in Bangladesh. So this is where we are going. So this market innovation and capacity development, let me take the pointer when it's easier. This part, they will work on that to secure a fair, circular and traceable sourcing platform through sustainable capacity development. So in going forward, we mean about capacity means sustainable capacity. Capacity means fair and traceable and circular capacity. So that's about this team. I'm going to introduce our teammates here, who is doing what, responsible, a little bit later. And then at the same time, then we have business governance. And business governance is a secure internal and external business governance, because we still need to go to our suppliers, to you, and say that, okay, how the quality has been handled, how let's say, if you talk about sustainability perspective, all the audits and other things, we will do some, and obviously we will ask our suppliers to do it, how those work is going. All the performance management through the data intelligence we'll do from this team. And then this part, when I say at the beginning that is quite exciting for us, the stakeholder engagement. Because when I say that as a brand, we want to be 2030 carbon neutral, we don't believe that it will happen automatically. Because if I talk about in Bangladesh perspective, we need a lot of stakeholder engagement. We need to work more closer with BGMEA. We need to work more closer with the government as well. Because if I see government, today's cases, we fairly have no electricity coming from renewable energy. Even in 2030, I know there is a lot of things are happening in the country as well, where probably 50% energy will come from coal. So we want to work together with the market leaders. We already have a very great relationship with our current BGMEA leadership. Together with them, we want to drive our country as well to our government that, hey, this is what we do. So that's a little bit of a new addition to our whole portfolio. This is stakeholder engagement and public affairs. We will do actively, and we will get engaged with internal and external communication. We will set an internal and external communication strategy together here. And as I said, that when you run a business, you need country operations. You need HR, and HR is everywhere for us because people are very important. And then, of course, you need admin, you need IT, the other for security and other things here also. So that's instead of a traditional supply chain setup, this is how our setup will look like. So we'll have a market innovation capacity development team. We'll have a business governance and intelligence team. We'll have a stakeholder engagement and public affairs team. And then, of course, we'll have a country operations team. I hope that part is clear. In going forward, I think it will be more clear. Again, if you have any questions, please write on the chat box. I move forward. Group productions, the way we want to do it, if you see this, that we have offices in many countries around the world. This is not a selling graph. This is a graph where our production offices are. And if you see that our brands are there, and the group production, these pillars that we mentioned, they serve any brands. So now, at this moment, we have this many brands. In going forward, there will be more and more brands added as well. So as I said earlier, this group production is responsible to create the best sourcing platform for our all brand portfolio. I can say that we should not have, we should be able to offer we should offer a sourcing platform that nobody else in the world can do it. And this is where I need my suppliers here to take more responsibility so that we take a journey together in future. I move forward. And then our brands in production, because this is where it's a daily, the merchandising, daily order placement, daily business things happen. How that look like? I will click a little bit more. So it will have three different parts. One is a product and component development. And then one is a merchandising part, and another is a fit and size. So instead of traditionally that one person does everything, we still see that a product and component development is super important. This is where in Bangladesh supply chain perspective, I would say the product development, the innovation is so important here, because strengthening our customer knowledge in our supplier base through education and collaboration is super important here. And then develop and improve new and existing component, including finding ways to converting into the sustainable options, and then collaborate with our supplier base, develop right capabilities for our customer needs. That this team will do. Merchandising, plan and allocate products with our suppliers to secure best deal. And then fit and size, we'll do the secure our product fit and size and quality throughout our production flow. So our brands, this is how we are going to set up, or we already set it up, or actually. I move forward. By the way, and I want to just highlight is drive the full product flow with the customer at the center. So no matter who does what in the whole organization, customer is in the center, because that's because they basically drive us where we're gonna go in future. Next slide is pretty interesting for me, because traditionally in H&M we used to do everything in the same way. For example, buying a t-shirt to a denim to even on a home textile, even in a hard goods, we did the same way. It came to us and then it goes, we just quote it with our suppliers, try to develop over there, and then we give it to our global team and then they move it to our customers basically. But every product dynamics is different. So we cannot have a one thumb rule for everything because the product is different. So what you show here, that there will be some product that buying office will work with the global merchandising, and then it comes to regional merchandising, it will come to the product supplier then, and then you just produce it, it goes to our stores. But there we will have the opportunity, some of the product that you don't need this global merchandising. It goes to the buying office, we do the merchandising to the supplier directly. But then imagine a basic t-shirt, a basic 5-pocket chino. Do I still need a merchandising? Because we've been doing it for years already. And this is not a rocket science that we already created yesterday. This is already exist in the market, that our buying office, even from an algorithm, from our system, issue the orders directly to our suppliers and we produce it. So we are creating the way we buy it actually. We are influencing that also, that one rule for everything, we can't do it. So you will notice that different product, we interact differently with you. I hope that makes sense. And this is the most common one actually that we are doing today. I would say we started something working like this in a little bit, but this will be quite heavy in future as well, so that our suppliers takes more responsibility to our product. All right, brands, this slide, the brands production, how this market, what does it really mean? We imagine this is the one world where we don't have a border. So we place order sitting in Bangladesh to India, we place orders sitting in Bangladesh to Ethiopia or to Indonesia. What we did here, we create a hub. And at this moment that we create a hub in Bangladesh, Shanghai and Hong Kong. These are the major hub for our total business. So our merchandise are sitting in Bangladesh, will start developing and place orders to India, with Indonesia and Ethiopia as well. Pakistan stand out a little bit different because it's a very unique product type. They do only denim for us. And I think this is where the beauty comes, because we say that we'll not try to solve everything in the one rule only, because we believe that the Pakistan denim is a much more mature supply chain. So in that case, we will handle it separately. So this is where Pakistan doesn't come into the Bangladesh, but is still with us in any way, in our scope. But at the same time, which is very interesting, that you will notice that from Shanghai, a lot of our Chinese colleagues will start placing order to Bangladesh also. And I'm sure some of our suppliers already started working on this model. So you are getting order from Bangladesh. At the same time, you're getting order from our Shanghai office as well. So what we did here, we take away the boundaries of the world or different countries. And we create, instead of a traditional matrix organizations, we want to create a networking organization. And no matter what we do it at customers in our center. So this is the very big changes that we did it. In earlier, in everywhere we have an office, traditional supply chain office, we code and develop, but at the same time, why not? If you just think about that, we don't have a boundary of the country border, then why not? You can't place it from here, or you can work closely from here, because it's not about that who placed the order. It's a lot about that how we do it. This is where the knowledge is super important. So that's why we create a hub, because we believe by doing it, we will be much more customer centric. So this is the very big changes that we bring. Next slide. Brands production, the merchandising flow, and the partnership. What we did here in our new setup in the production, we will work as one team within each brands and customer group while sitting geographically in different places. All our merchandisers, for example, will work directly with our suppliers globally within their departments, sitting mainly in our offices in China, Bangladesh, and Hong Kong. That means that we will create a closer link between our buying team with you as our supplier. And we see a great benefit by doing that. Teams in our global hub office, which is Bangladesh, China, and Hong Kong, will be working with our brand production strategies on a global level and responsible for the product flow. Teams, for example, in India and Indonesia will be in the local representative for our brand's production. In these teams, we will work closely with you, our suppliers, to succeed on product, capability need, component, innovation, and different projects as well. Our team structure will vary depending on the need. And this is where I say that Pakistan is still look different, because we see a very big difference over there, because it's a denim-centric supply chain. So that's a big structural change that we bring. We want to be much more closer with our suppliers because we see value of doing that. And at the same time, together, we do what our customer need. All right, our partnership approach, it is very important, this slide for me, because you are our biggest partners. And as I said at the beginning, that we wouldn't be here without you. So our customer-centric product network that creates global product value and meaningful growth is super important. We want to empower our partners. And this empowerment, I'm sure you already know, this self-reliant, we've been running in our quality team for a while. And this doesn't mean only in the quality. We want to do that in a sustainability. We want to do that in the merchandising as well. If you remember in our earlier slide, we show that a different product will handle differently. So there will be some product where we'll not have a merchandising. The buying office or the computer, in a sense, will place directly order with you. So that means we want to empower our partners. This is very important. That's a very big difference that we bring in the picture. Our new customer-centric SRM, which we already launched with you, will contribute to stronger and more meaningful partnership relationship with you. And the system integration, a fundamental enabler, I think for the seamless collaboration is super important. So that's our partnership approach. Customer-centric production network, when I say, with a more global view, even more customer centricity in our organization. Our production network consisting of the production partners will have will be generating customer-centric value beyond the border of the production country. The new customer-centric SRM will be instrumental in reviewing partners who can navigate in these dynamics. And partner empower, we will stay true to our business model like FOB. So we are not changing our business model. So this is very important to take away as well. So we still our business model will be FOB concept. And our partnership will change, but our partnership will change to the ownership and the responsibility and self-reliant. We'll have to stretch out further other than the quality. I told it before, in sustainability, in supply chain management, as such as a material merchandising, R&D as well. So what we mean here, that this self-reliant doesn't mean only quality here. We want to take our suppliers, take a bigger leap here so that they develop or being active part of the innovation for the R&D and the product development and the new material development. This is very important here. And customer-centric SRM, this is where we're going to talk about our strategic collaboration with our business partner, which is very, very crucial. I hope the partnership approach it is clear. I understand it's like a 1 hour session only. So that's why please write whatever question you have. And in going forward, we together with our team members will try to emphasize the need of it as well. Again, before I go to the next slide, our business concept, the way we place our business model is still FOB, but we want our suppliers to take more responsibility from us, other than not only for self-reliant in the quality. We want you to take responsibility for sustainability. I mean, the self-reliant for sustainability, even on merchandising, even on material development or material merchandising and the R&D as well. I go to the next slide. Exceptions, expectations, what you need from succeeding together. I will click a little bit so that this. All right. Enable global product value and meaningful growth. These are the expectations actually from our suppliers, that you understand the customer-centric demand for each customer group as per the SRM. So our SRM I think individual supply chain SRM will start somewhere in January, and it will be for a while. We'll do that. You will, I'm sure some of you already received the invitation for SRM. It will not be one meeting anymore. It will, I'm sure in many cases, it will be multiple meetings because the way we drive ladies' business, the children doesn't do the same way. So we see the need of that you become an active participant of the children as well. And at the same time, the way we do business in H&M, course or other stories or monkey doesn't do the same way. So it's very important you listen from that as well. It's a lead. I know I got a little bit of a feedback that it's a little bit time consuming for suppliers, but this is the first time we're doing it. So I think we will learn together during this journey as well. So this SRM or a customer-centric SRM is super important because every different customer offer that we made in our portfolio, it is different. So we just cannot have every discussion in one shot. It doesn't make sense anymore. So that's why this SRM is super important for us, this customer-centric one. Then collaboration for success, team readiness, as you know, securing smooth and effective collaboration with multi-location teams. This is where I think we need to stress ourselves quite a lot. I'm not saying you don't have a right team. You do have a right team. Otherwise, you wouldn't be, successful last 70 years because you are our business partner. But I think going forward, it will be super important whether your team members are they really ready to work directly with the China team, because you will receive order from China, you will receive quotations, development requests from them. In some cases, you will even directly work with the buying office where probably our system or the buyers directly place the order. So that's a very big changes. So strength of your team members is super important. Digital readiness level, what you mean here, I know IT is super important. We changed our IT team. We start calling them business tech because we see that, okay, the software versus hardware is super important. We're going to work a lot with the 3D model. We're going to work a lot with the new this technology where the distance communication is needed. For example, this Teams meeting, the video calls. We started a couple of projects here where we start approving samples by looking into the Teams meetings only. So from our supplier side, they make the garment, they put it on a dummy, put it in front of the camera. It's a little bit of a different than the normal, the laptop camera. And then you literally can see that how the garments will look like. So, and we start approving that as well. So we save not only the time, at the same time, I think we become much more faster and agile as well. And if we need to make a changes, we do it immediately. It's not new again. A lot of other people are already doing it here. I would rather say, if I criticize ourselves, we are a little bit slower here. So we want to emphasize that, this digital readiness level quite a lot. And partner empowerment and system integration, it goes hand to hand with this. The drive successful implementation of our self-reliant process is very important, and secure ownership of value chain management. I go to the next slide. What will change? I will click a little bit more. All right. Traditionally, we used to have a multiple layer for merchandising. You see that, and it was needed because we had a matrix organization, we had a production merchandiser, then you have a quotation merchandiser, then you have a senior, then you have a product manager, then you have a kind of a divisional manager or department manager, and then you have a supply chain manager. So we used to have these layers a lot, and that slow us down. So a kind of concept that, okay, one team handling merchandising, that's it. So we will not have a lot of team members. And then not only that, this team member who have it here, we create a mirror organization. Sometimes we used to call them a GPO, Global Purchasing Organization. So we have a technicians in our office who see the sample. By the way, before we got the sample, our supplier also, like you or your technician team already approved the sample. So it comes to us, we approve it, we send it to GPO, they approve it, then it goes to buying office. We said that, hey, it's too many people doing the same thing. If I say that I want to trust my suppliers, then why not the suppliers already do it by themselves only? So we are taking away a lot of layers here because we believe that will basically make us much more faster, and we will create a lot of agile organization in that sense. So that we are doing is we are taking away a lot of layers from our teams. Working globally and regionally, this is we used to work earlier. Traditionally in our matrix organization, we used to say, oh, this is regional, this is a global, and this is only a particular country. From there, we will work on a brand production team, so working towards joint goals, regardless of the geographic location. This is where I say, sitting in Bangladesh, we will place order in India, we'll place order in Indonesia and Africa as well. The same goes for Sri Lanka also. And at the same time, our supplier will receive orders, development quotation from our Chinese suppliers, from our Chinese team as well. So we take away, no matter where you are geographically, basically we are just one team, and say, if you're from H&M, you got it from there. And then we want our supplier to take a responsibility out of it. And then sustainability. Traditionally, we have a different sustainability team. Because if I see in Bangladesh perspective, like some of our biggest supplier for a business perspective, they are super important for us. That's why they become big. They have the right price, they have right quality, and all the processing in the places. But then for the sustainability, they are red in many areas. Even, for example, I can say ETP is red. So those cases, we kind of failed because, if I ask my sustainability team, which is your best supplier, they will have a different list. At the same time, my business team will say, this is my best supplier list. And then it doesn't go at all together. So I think we create a little bit of a separate organization for sustainability. And this is where the biggest change we made, that sustainability will be integrated function in our business process. So that's a very big changes we made here. And earlier, regional supplier relationship management, because SRM, that's what we have it. Now we want to make it customer-centric relationship, partnership, we would say. And this is where the separate SRM meetings will gonna play a role. And we used to do a lot of audit because, we place order, we want to see, by the way, do you have a proper capacity? Do you have this? Do you really produce this many orders? Are you really capable? Where are you producing? Are you really paying right wages to the workers? We kind of do those things. And then once we place the order, we want to follow up. Merchandising follow-up, sample follow-up, production follow-up. A lot of people, I know our shipping team say, oh, the cutoff has missed. So you produce the garment just because a couple of hours cutoff has missed. So we used to do a lot of control here. And this is where we want to empower our supplier with the self-reliant. It's your product, in a nutshell, it's your baby. So you have to take care of it anyway because you took the orders and you are a part of the whole process. So we will not do audit. Well, this is a journey. I'm not saying from tomorrow we'll not have an auditor in our factory, but this is a journey we're going through. If I look at my self-reliant process, I think the aim is very soon we want to be 95% self-reliant for all suppliers in just coming couple of years. And I know some of our suppliers already self-reliant, so that's great. So we want to do that more, because we see when you make a self-reliant to our suppliers, rather it creates more value. Suppliers become more responsible. And I saw so much pride in their eyes when a supplier is self-reliant. So you're going to do that. So that's the big changes that we bring. I'm going to introduce my team now, because that's important. I know, it's 11:43. We have 15, 20 minutes more. And then we need to cover some of your questions as well. But before we go to the next level, I would say, as we're taking away the layers from the merchandising things, as we are going for a lot of self-reliant, we are releasing some people from our team members. They have been a great team members for us. They contribute a lot for us, and some of them are even a top performer. And then, unfortunately, just because of these transformations, we have to release them. By the way, if any of you need any people, you can hire them based on your need and the demand. And I can tell you, they can even handle H&M business. And I see that's a great opportunity, because these people have a lot of H&M knowledge. They know what and how we do it, the business here. So they could be even the asset. If you need any reference check, you can anytime you can communicate with us, and we'll be happy to do that. So just to know that we are releasing some people, and if they join any of our suppliers, they can even handle H&M business for us as well. By saying that, I'm going to the next slide, where I'm going to introduce our team members. So this market innovation and capacity development, it will be Mr. Saurabh Agarwal. He will introduce himself as well in a moment. And then business development and governance business governance and intelligence. It will be Gulshan Munni. And then this is stakeholder engagement and public affairs. We have Masarat in the team. And then, of course, we have country operation, where we have a lot of team here. But before I move forward, can I ask Saurabh, Munni, and Masarat to say a few words and introduce yourself?
Okay. Shall I start, Zia, then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thanks, Zia. Hello, everyone. My name is Saurabh Agarwal. I'm currently the supply chain manager for wovens and knits in Bangladesh, responsible for both Ethiopia and Bangladesh. I think I know most of the suppliers because I've worked in India, H&M, for 3 years, where I was responsible for knits in India and Sri Lanka at that time. Slightly more than 7 years in H&M group, started in Bangladesh, and more than 20 plus years of experience in both home and apparel industry. Yeah.
Thank you. Munni, are you there?
Yes, bhai. Hello, very good morning, and assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Munni, and I think I know most of you. I've been working because it's almost 14 years in the company, and I worked in quality, sustainability, and currently I'm taking care of home supply chain business for last 3 years time. And I am very happy to taking care of this new role, where I hope there will be a lot more opportunity to meeting you all and do some very good work the way we are hoping to have some changes and transformation. With that, there will be a lot more partnership and collaboration with you all. So hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Stakeholder engagement and public affairs, Masarat.
Yes, thank you, Zia bhai. So my name's Masarat Kader. I've only been in H&M for about 5 months now. And unfortunately, obviously, because of the pandemic, I have not had the opportunity to meet or interact with very many of you. Before H&M, I've worked for about 20 years in the international development sector, mainly in South Asia and East Africa for a range of organizations, including the International Finance Corporation and DFID, most recently in Ethiopia. I look forward to taking our ambitious goals and ways of working forward with you going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Masarat. I will ask you to talk a little bit more to introduce your team. Can you go a little bit quickly? Saurabh, Munni, and Masarat is basically the scope of it.
Okay.
Saurabh, if you start.
I go fast then, Zia. I think, as Zia explained, the basic ambition is to move from capacity management to capacity development and create a circular organization. So most of you know Nurul Amin. He's been a capacity assurance manager. He would be managing the supplier portfolio, the supplier lifecycle management, and focus on developing current suppliers towards a sustainable, future-ready suppliers, meeting our 2030 goals. Hasib Manjur would be focusing on driving the IE agenda and market innovation and development projects. Shimu Alam, she would focus on giving support to business teams on better pricing and more fact-based approach on how we do our costings and aligning it with global standards. And then we have Pradeep, who's currently part of the sustainability team. He would move to this team focusing on social programs that we run. And Tanzida, she would be responsible for the environmental programs that we have. So together we should be able to develop more holistic capacities which are more sustainable compared to what we have currently, because that's the core of how we would work with suppliers in future. Yeah. Thanks, Zia.
Thank you. Munni.
Yes, so if you see that quality, in quality, we have Angus, who are currently he is supporting need supply chain as a quality manager, but in coming days he will be supporting in oven quality team and also quality assurance. And then we have Sabrina Azad, who is working as a intimate supply chain quality manager. She will be taking care intimate and need supply chain both together. And we have Virel, who will be supporting all the brands and premium brand quality as a quality manager. And then we have Mahfouz Islam. He will be working our purchasing strategic purchasing organization that including all these labeling graphics. And we have all other NCG product group. And then we have Francis Gomez. He is already currently in shipping manager, and he will be as it is. And I'll be supporting together with him and working more closely with you. And then we have Zilur, who is currently sustainability manager. He will be as it is, but our scope of working will have a new dimension. And there I will be also together with Zilur Bhai. And then we have Rifat Roni, who is currently working in the business in merchandising. And he will have this role where we will have all the suppliers for the region, this capacity validation, and then also like capacity analysis, some part of like capacity understanding and make the market for more sourcing platform. So that is as a whole the new dimension, and I think in coming days when we'll be working, it will get more clear to all of you. Thank you.
Masarat.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So just two people to mention here. Tanjila, who will be working primarily on social topics on both the stakeholder and policy sides, and then Nusrat on the environmental side. And we will all jointly also be working on a number of topics related to business related topics as well. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Masarat. And again, this team is a new addition for us. I said new addition because public relationship and stakeholder engagement, we literally didn't have any team before. So this is something new, and we're going to engage a lot with our industry leaders. Again, great BGME teams with them as well. Together with them, we're going to run a lot with our agenda towards government. All right, now I want to introduce these people also that I work very closely every day. Nick, who is our regional HR manager, then Frederick, our money guy. He works as a country controller, works with a lot with the numbers and figure. Then I work a lot with Jinash as a country manager in Africa, Jishan Bhai, country manager in Pakistan. Then you have Shahid Bhai, regional security manager. Then Yasin Bhai, regional admin manager, and then we have a Paulus Bhai as well, which is a work in the IT. We call it business tech managers. A little introduction about them, because these are the people that I work very closely every day. Then brand introduction, which is very important for you, because these are the people who run the business, who gonna develop, who gonna place order with you for current business. We have Grace, a production manager for children. We have Imran Aziz Bhai, production manager for ladies. Titu Bhai for divided production manager. Nidhi Sika, she is coming new in Bangladesh as a global Mars senior manager for men's department. I'm sure the suppliers who are working for men's department already get introduced with her. We have a new Turkish lady as well, Selcan, who is a global senior manager for Monkey. We have Kamrul Bhai for Weekday, global senior manager. We have Asad Bhai for Arcade and other stories. We have Iqbal Jafar Bhai for COS. We have Treadler for Shafkat Bhai. I know this is a new addition in our portfolio, and we are very excited about this Treadler, the way that's going on. Denim, Rakib Imtiaz Bhai as a production manager, and then home textile. Basically, Munni was working in the home. Now we have Sajjad Bhai who came. He was working in Indonesia. Later he joined in Bangladesh in a project, so he will take over, already probably taking over the home textiles business for us. I hope I didn't miss anybody, because it's a lot of team members. So that's pretty much our brand's introductions. This leads us to the questions. Not so many questions, surprisingly, came. One of the questions came that 3 business hub offices that you will have. So how you will be screening of which office is working with which category? Well, it's a very, very good question. I think going forward, you will see that, okay, how the offices are functioning. We have some, let's say for men's, we have Weekday, we have Monkey is a hub office here as well. So where they will do it from here, and you will get used to it, because otherwise it's a lot of operational details. And then we will have team members in Shanghai who is placing here, like in children and for ladies. So you're going to work closely with them as well. I think going forward, when you work, you will notice it, because otherwise it's too many details here. So I don't want to go to that, because the time is ticking against us. I got only 4 questions, by the way. So please write. You can ask more questions. The next questions come that could you please elaborate partners' involvement with product development in the future? Does that mean H&M will be looking for more design development from supplier? Absolutely. This is where we say that we want to empower our suppliers. We want our suppliers to take more initiative on design, R&D, and the innovation. So we need that from you, and this is where a big shift, a mind shift. I think we put it in the place. So we want our supplier to put a more design and development focus as well. Next question, it came as far as H&M RM sourcing concerned, probably RM suppliers.
Raw materials, yeah.
Or raw material sourcing concerned. Vendor will stick around your nominations. No, we will not have nominations. It will be, because, I think it's important, the traceability is important. So what we say that, I think this has been misleaded a little bit before, because we still want to go and see how the people has been treated when they produce the fabric, or let's take a fabric in that case. And we want to see whether they really and how they treat the nature at the same time as well. So that's why we used to send our auditors and make a relationship with them as well. But going forward, we want our tier one, that means our suppliers, you want to take that responsibility. We are in a journey. I think we already started in many ways. So we want we want our suppliers to take the full responsibility for the sourcing of the material and others as well. And at the same time, you need to declare that as well. And then when you declare, of course, at this moment, our sustainability team go there, make some, all the validations and others. Going forward, we will ask you to do the validations as well. So it's not a nomination. It is important that you develop and you take care of your own supply chain. And yes, you want to add anything, Saurabh?
Yes, just quickly I'll add. So even today we do a very small part of recommendation. We don't actually do any nominations in our supply chain. And moving forward, we would still have some sort of deals depending on material. So we would still have some sort of a visibility. But what would change is that every supplier that we work with for raw material has to be fully transparent. And the tier ones will own the audits, and so we go out and do audits of them. That will all be owned by our garment suppliers. And today we have something called supplier own source, where we don't know in some cases where the material comes from. In some cases it comes from China. In future, which is very near future, there would be 100% visibility that supplier needs to be providing us on where that raw material came from. So it goes both ways. You have more responsibility of where you can source from, but it's a lot more transparent.
Thank you, Saurabh, for adding this. Thank you. As I know, it's already 12, but as I have started getting more questions, so I will bear probably another 5 more minutes. So please stay with that. Sorry for this. That is going out of the calendar as well. From Chittagong, KDS already asked that there will be 3 hub. May I know who will be the key controller of this? There will be no key controller, I can tell you, Joshim Bhai. Rather, the business teams we have introduced here, they are the people. And again, I think once you're going forward, you might say, okay, who I'm going to talk in China, if it is a ladies order. Of course, there's the people from China as well who is generating all these things. But I think your relationship with Imran Bhai for the ladies team, and when you put that, the Chinese team is super important. I purposefully didn't put their name because otherwise it will be more than 75 or probably roughly around 100 people picture I need to put it. That's not very efficient. So I just put the pictures of the people here. So you will get connected together with Imran Bhai in the Chinese team, and it will be more clearer in going forward. I hope I answered that questions. Okay, the next question is any possibility to connect product and fashion development from our kitchen? Absolutely. This is what we said in the earlier as well, that we want to see your development, your innovation, and your product development. So it will be directly connected. And as I said, that every product will not buy in the same way. So it will be different product buying differently. Some of the product you might get a direct order sheet from even through the algorithm or through the buying office. And then some of the orders we need a lot of R&D and development and others as well. So we will be quite connected with your kitchen as well. One more question. Currently, there is a very short supplier of organic cotton and yarn availability. Only cotton supplier can ship IC2, and so that I want IC2. This is a very, sorry, Mohammad Sattar Bhai, this is a very operational discussion. I don't think I'm going to answer it now. I will request you to communicate with either Saurabh or Suhash for this. Thank you. There's another question. Due to COVID, H&M office is closed. How do you interact with the leaders? Well, our office, yeah, it's a very good question. Due to COVID, many things happen. Our office is closed. We are at this moment, we are running 60% operation in the office. And it is okay to come to our office. You just need to announce it before. Earlier, it was like open door. You can come any day and say, knock someone's door. Hey, I want to have a meeting. I will say, let's say if you want to have a meeting with the children team, you call Grace or the responsible merchandise over there. I can have a meeting, and then they will give you the slot tomorrow or day after, considering the schedule and others. and then you can come to our office, have a meeting. The reason why we did that, due to the health and a safety measure as well, we want to control the crowd. I hope you understand the situation. Whenever the situation improve, we will take away, but we will take out this embargo that anybody can, less people in the office. But at this moment, 60% rotation we are having, and we are allowing outsiders in our office. So you can come to our office for a meeting. You just need to pre-book it. I hope that answer your question. Can you show the business team slide again? I can forward this whole documents to you, just so you will have it. I don't want to show it again at this moment. Next question, any possibility to connect product and fashion development? No, these questions here with our kitchen again, we did that. Any possibility to share the PPT? I just says, yes, I will share this document with you. We are happy and interested to grow our sustainable material portion, but not getting available supplier here. I already said that, very operational. I would rather for material ask you to communicate with Suhas and Saurabh. Any change will be effective immediately or season 4? These are the changes. It's a very good question. Thank you so much for asking. These are the changes you already met. So these are the people who's already here. We already start making it. Will there be any training session by H&M to educate suppliers? We have ongoing training, and we will emphasize that more in the coming days also. Next question, in order to roll with new transformation, what's the next step, especially 2021? First 6 months, what will be the connecting with the supplier individually and collectively? Yes, we will connect with you, individual supplier. This is where the SRM meeting is super important. So when you get connected with the SRM meetings, and this is where you will have multiple SRM meetings, because you are working, some of the suppliers even work 6-7 different brands as well. So you will have more meetings. So we will go through our customer-centric approach for that. As I said before, the way a monkey buy it, cost doesn't buy the same way. Or same time, the H&M children doesn't buy the same way. So it will be different requirements. So we will go through that on a individual SRM meeting. Next question, as vendor will get opportunity to work with global buying team instead of the existing matrix organizations, will they also get product design inspiration? I think I explained that. Yes, you will get connected with our buying office as well. You will get connected with our business hub as well at the same time together with us. So your design, your innovation, obviously you will be able to showcase that. Another question is, as H&M is focusing on a group sourcing strategy, our suppliers, we are unable to enlist group factories to H&M. Well, I think, of course, I know our suppliers have a lot to offer. Some of you have more than, you have multiple production units. I think if you have more units, our sourcing team is open, obviously. I will not go to the detail of every single suppliers here, obviously, but we are open and we are taking new suppliers on board. So please have a contact with our sourcing team. Another question, say, hi Zia, can you propose any raw material supplier based on our business requirement? No, you cannot, because I think it will be your responsibility to source raw material suppliers in going forward, rather than we are releasing our responsibility from our side, which Saurabh already explained a few minutes ago. I think, and last question came, as Saurabh says, it does mean that from next season, there will be no nomination on recommendation for material suppliers. Saurabh, you want to answer this question?
Okay. No, I did not say that. So I basically said that we even currently don't nominate. We'll come to you with a full plan on how the tier 2s would happen, because it doesn't mean that you can go out and source from anywhere. You are responsible for sourcing tier 2 suppliers, but there are certain preconditions those suppliers have to meet. And those are sustainability and quality conditions where you would need to get third-party audits towards them. We'll give you more details and inform that to us. Having said this, then we have, so tier 1s are responsible for tier 2. That's the statement. Then we have specific things, like we have the organic cotton project that happens in India, for which the organic cotton needs to be connected to certain suppliers, that will still continue to happen. We might, I'm not saying it will happen, but we might still have certain kind of deals on, say, certain kind of recycled fiber, post-consumer waste and things like that, that are not readily available. And those would continue to happen. Whatever commitment we have for season 4, all continue. We don't drop any commitment that we have today and say, like we don't drop any commitments toward our tier 1 suppliers. Whatever we are committing for season 4, the same thing stays for for tier 2 suppliers. Whatever we've committed as a company stays.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. I think material is so big. I'm sure we will have a separate session together with the tier 1 and tier 2. And again, it's a journey. So there will be a lot of things to explore as well. Nahid Bhai explained that we will be connected, asked the question whether we'll be connected with the design team. As I already answered that, yes, we will be connected with that. Another question, how quotation and order will finalize if it is through online bidding? No, we are not going for any bidding here. What we are saying here that today you receive, probably yesterday you used to receive only development and quotation requests only from Dhaka. You might or you will receive some of the development and quotation at the same time from our China team as well. We are not going for any bidding. Our business model is still FOB. The big change that we make here, that we want our supplier to took the more responsibility towards quality, sustainability, and the merchandising. That's what we mean.
Just to add to what Ziya said, we rather go opposite in that sense because we are internally developing tools that work with artificial intelligence and softwares to tell us what should be the correct price and not just the lowest price. So that, we take the workers who work in our factories are fairly paid.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for clarifying this. Another question for SRM, we'll get the assortment level meeting request. Yes, you will get assortment level meeting request. And another question, is it possible to share the list of the colleagues who are good? Yes, we will do that. We will share the information as well. Another question, that counter sample to be approved by NTech or to send it to China. Well, very important questions here. Yes, by the way, of course, you receive maybe a quotation or development from China, but doesn't mean you will not communicate with our Bangla team here. You receive it because we take away the layer for the merchandising so that we create a closer a kind of discussion between you versus the product. But then we will have here as well, of course, we want first phase, our NTech to approve the sample as well. That's one thing. But there will be some new product and others where we want to send the samples as well. If you ask me whether you will send directly sample to China or directly to here, in some cases you will send sample directly to China. And in some cases, you will send it here. Again, every product dynamics is different. So we will not have one rule for everything. I cannot just answer that every sample will go from tomorrow to China. I rather can say which of the product is needed to be sent in China will go to China, which of the products need to be approved from here. It's a self-sufficient office we already have in Dhaka. We'll do that. And same goes for China, for India, Sri Lanka, and Indonesian supplier as well. They will send a lot of samples to us as well in Bangladesh. So it's vice versa. I think I already take more than 10 minutes. I'm getting some questions, which is like a repetition, SRM, repetition of the raw materials. I can sense that we need to probably clarify this more, and going forward, Saurabh and the team will do that together with Suhas. And SRM meeting, you will get call, and I'm sure you will have a lot of questions going forward. I'm happy to be here to answer those things at the same time, the team members that we showed. Having said that, I really want to thank you for listening. Before I close down, I want to stretch it that a little bit more. That the biggest shift that we make, that one rule for buying same thing, we will not do that. Based on the product dynamics, we are changing it. Second, we want our supplier to take more responsibility, not only self-reliant for quality, self-reliant for merchandising, self-reliant for the product development, self-reliant for sustainability. Those are the changes that we make as well. And then by 2030, we want to be a climate neutral supply chains. At this moment, if I look into the if you ask me what is the climate neutral, figure you have, at this moment, my figure is what I would say Bangladesh supply chain figure is below 3%, which is very alarming. So we have 10 more years. 2020 is gone. So basically we have 9 more years to be there, that we want to be a climate neutral, and 2040 we want to be a climate positive value chain. So in our sustainability demand, we will have a lot of demand here, I would say. We will be really, really demanding in terms of the sustainability and the business placement. Having said that, I want to thank you again, and thanks for all the encouragement towards us. Feel free to communicate with us in the coming days if you have any questions or any confusion. I'm sure you will have a lot of other questions as well. We all are here to answer those things. Thank you so much.